This one is Rosalina versus Mewtwo. Ooh, and a Buzz host turning on. What timing? Anyway, we're going to be doing Rosalina vs. Mewtwo. This one was commissioned by Super Sega, and he's doing sets with Smiley. I don't know how any of these matches go. It looks like it's done as like a replay format, so not a whole lot of context as to exactly how these sets are being played, but I think they're tournament. Either way, we're going to get into it. Alright. Game 1, we are starting on Town and City. Town and City is okay in this matchup. I think the most important thing for Rosalina is to get rid of Smashville. I think it gives Mewtwo a free Shadow Ball whenever he wants, and also a free get out of jail when Mewtwo's on the edge. And when Mewtwo's on the edge, that's where Rosalina is at her strongest. So Town and City is an okay start. Again, you have the platforms to help your landing. It's very important because Mewtwo traps landings very well, but he's notably weak at dealing with characters when they are on high platforms, because if you can't up smash pressure, he is forced to do a full hop up air or second jump, something like that, which makes it even worse. Hello guys, as you all enter the chat. And one more thing about the VOD analyses is, because I'm doing this for someone and I put them on YouTube, again, I will answer all questions related to the VOD itself that are in the chat, but beyond that, I want to try and keep it as smooth as possible, so might not talk about like random stuff in the chat as I do this. That being said, we're going to get into it. It's really good to get the stage pressure here if Mewtwo chooses to start the Shadow Ball. However, this is probably the most important thing about the matchup, is you need to always be playing outside of down tilt range. So the moment Mewtwo jumps up here, let's look oops. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. That's funny. Okay. Frame by frame, frame by frame. He goes for a short hop early, and either you have time to like hit the landing or you don't. But in general, it's scary to approach Mewtwo when he's facing you like this, because Mewtwo's best tools are both going to be forward air, which will hit you, and down tilt. And no matter what you're doing, you really want to stay out of range of both of those moves. And then you want to try and get an in between. So the immediate run in here to get hit, generally you want to try and sniff out one of the moves and then go in after, but that's going to cost 17 damage, 2 hits on a Luma. Could have been worse. Actually gets punished there by going for the down tilt. So it's good to try and sneak in and get the shield up. And that's the type of thing you're talking about sneaking in between moves. So because Smiley committed to a forward air onto the Luma, that gives Rosalina an in, and that's going to be a grab. So the grab is good. However, if you want to do up throw up tilt, you need Luma to be with you. And Luma is over there doing her own thing. So what would be better right here is you can do either back throw up air as a mix up, another throw for damage, or wait a little bit for Luma to come over here. Because if you wait just a little bit longer, up throw up tilt will be guaranteed. That being said, Smiley air dodges in, and then Super Sega gets the rapid jab. So not a terrible spot, especially considering Mewtwo drops shield here, so it's going to be a little bit of damage, and that's not the worst thing in the world. And then right here, in neutral, this is what you got to be careful of. Trying to do these, I think it is very important to stay on the ground and let Mewtwo move first, because if you try and play Mewtwo air to air, Mewtwo's forward air is just too good of a move. Like, you don't want to actually play the move head on, because it combos into itself, it's hard to beat outright. So I think staying on the ground is definitely the play for neutral. All that being said, he did get some hits, so let's pay attention. Gets a jab, Mewtwo goes for the forward air, that's one, but he trades with the Luma. So that's one nice thing, is you DI away from the forward air, and then you have Luma trade. Or just kind of have Luma swing, and either it hits or doesn't, not a big deal either way. It's a nice raw back air. It like does a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. Thanks for the follow, Yaddle. And the percents are going fine so far, but there hasn't really been a real advantage state for anyone quite yet, so it's mostly inconsequential. Until we get to here. When Mewtwo is at the edge, this is where Rosalina really wants to go in. What you do for Mewtwo is you can go for a down tilt and down air mix up here, but I don't like it all the time versus Mewtwo because Mewtwo has really strong jump nair options or jump forward air. But if you kind of move back and then you jab walk with Luma, it's a lot easier to react to what Mewtwo is going to do. And I think pressuring with Luma from farther back and then reacting is the most reliable way of edge trapping Mewtwo. So all that being said, we're going to watch what happens. He gets up straight into it, gets clipped, that's nice. He moves in for another one. And you can see, even if you don't immediately get the punish, you can see the pressure you have by just standing here doing nothing. Mewtwo's, even the good Mewtwo's, like every Mewtwo, they will spam moves or inputs once they're coming off the edge. So if you just wait, you see an air dodge while you're not doing anything, that's your time to run in an up air. Now what he goes for here is an up tilt, which is probably getting thrown off by the invisibility of Mewtwo. And that's the second reason why it's really good to walk Luma forward while Mewtwo is while Mewtwo's at the edge. Because if you took the time to get Luma over here, and he does jump air dodge, then you can just commit to the full hop up air. And since Luma and Rosalina are separated like this, you're going to cover both directions that Mewtwo comes out of the air dodge. If you don't do that, then you are going to be guessing where he comes out. Even if you don't have Luma out like that though, it's probably better to do the up air than the up tilt, just because it covers a little bit more range. And then you can drift away if it misses. So you can cover one spot and then keep yourself safe from the other by like jumping and then redoing like a fading up air. That way if he like fades back like this, you're not going to get hit. So that is going to cost him another down tilt, another hit him to forward air. And then he gets hit right after that. So one, that's fine. Put shield up here. Or you could try and up smash, but when Mewtwo's in the zone, or like actually regardless of anything you do, you have to respect the fact that Mewtwo can forward air you. And if you're always playing aware to that fact, you'll get a lot of mileage done against Mewtwo. So if you ever think he could fair you, just put up your shield, back off, do something, and always anticipate that a fair is going to happen. So if fair happens, he goes for double fair again, Luma's dead. I think Smiley overcommits a little bit here, otherwise he wouldn't have been on the edge. He gets clipped by the forward air. So that's another neat thing, is that when Mewtwo forward airs, he's going to extend his hand out, claw out. And that's what you can actually punish as Rosalina. So doing the forward air here is really good. Even though Luma's basically been sacrificed by now, it's just nice to get that whenever you want, or whenever you can. And then that's just a thing that you should be doing in neutral in general. When you see Mewtwo going for the Luma, you stay further back, and then you punish him when his hand is out, and you aim for where the hand is going to be, rather than focusing on trying to hit Mewtwo himself, and that's how you can actually punish it. So he has the right idea here. Mewtwo is on the ground, he rolls this way. That's, yeah, if you're in shield, it's going to be hard to react to that. He still gets a forward tilt, which is really nice. And then at this point, you can't really do a whole lot against Mewtwo. So it's just waste as much time as you can. He's doing alright. Almost did alright. He got clipped right here, and I think he back airs into it, which... This was a similar issue that I've done in the previous Falln analysis, is as much as it's nice to like get the bonus damage, your number one priority when you don't have Luma against like a DLC character that's very hard to deal, or any character that's hard to deal with in neutral, you want to focus on just waiting for Luma and not taking too much damage. So Super Sega looks for an opportunity to get this back air here, but you can see Mewtwo's ground speed is so good, he's already covered enough space that you're not going to get a good back air. And this is a very persnickety move to hit. So it's better to just kind of keep running, and if you can get a read on the Mewtwo's drift pattern, then maybe if he continues to do this, you can turn around, get a shield grab, get an up smash, something like that. But the aerials are very persnickety, which is going to then cost a lot of damage, because that is one of Mewtwo's strengths, is converting off rogue hits. So, oh, there's the sub. Thank you, Super Sega. Hopefully this thing updates on its own, the sub goal. I think it's supposed to, but even if it doesn't, we're gonna be at 8 now. It's like a weird delay when I pause it this time around. Okay. So he gets off the edge, that's nice. It's actually kind of hard to get off the edge when there's no platforms to go to, so it's good maneuvering from Super Sega to get out. Luma's back, and this is when you really need to sniff out what the Mewtwo player is going to want to do. When Luma's near the edge, a lot of Mewtwo's options become really potent against actually getting rid of her, because forward air will kill her, down tilt forward air is good, dash attack might kill her. So things you can do here, you can either sneak Luma forward and then turn around to try and bait a move out against Luma, or just turning around and like walking, turning around, walking, turning around. That's a really good way to see if they're going to swing for Luma or if they're not really focusing on that. However, going straight for the aggressive option isn't great, because Mewtwo is just he's too quick, really. A large part of how you beat Mewtwo as Rosalina is by making him move first and then getting in on him. So the up smash is a little ambitious, and it is going to cost a hit there. This could have been a forward air from Smiley, but it's going to take forever, but yeah. The Nair took so much time that the platform came and saved Luma, but Luma ended up being just fine. But one more thing here is, again, you want to be really careful with how you try to combat this Nair. If you want to do an aerial, you have to do it from a lot farther away, especially if it's going to be a forward air. Start the forward air early, and then you can drift in with your disjoint already out. But if you need to swing your torso, you're gonna get clipped. Didn't even look like he actually was going for a move there, but this could have been punished with a forward air by doing it like that. Would have hit. Either way, high recovery. I think Smiley could have gotten a better punish. If you do this against Mewtwo, I recommend just drifting in the same direction rather than trying to cross him up. The last second cross up is a very tempting option for a lot of Rosalina players, but if you think about it, Mewtwo is facing this way, or facing to the right. That means even if he follows you perfectly, the best thing he can do is try and get a back air. But the moment you do this, he has his whole moveset on you. And obviously forward air is like the worst case scenario out of all this, or like an up smash on landing. So I don't think it's worth it to try and do the last second fade back. I think more often than not, you just want to fully commit to one direction. He goes for a down air that flubs, hits Luma, so that's going to be a punish, which is nice that it worked out. I think jab 1, 2, 3 might have worked there. Yeah, if you did 1, 2, and then jab 3, that would be a nice juggle position. But either way, Mewtwo gets hit off. Goes for a tech chase, doesn't quite get it. Man, there's been like no actual like juggling so far this game, but forward smash is it's not like a bad attempt at a forward smash. It just like almost doesn't work. And this is something Rosalina is pretty good at, is running up and forward smashing. Something you can do instead of the run shield, because you see here, oh, frame by frame. You actually, Rosalina's skid, like if you dash and then stop, her skid is so good that you can just dash, stop, and then forward smash. You don't need a dash shield first. Oh, you went for the jab 3? Okay. Yeah, the jab 3 would have been really nice. So yeah, so you can run up, and then if you want to go for the forward smash, you don't need to do the shield. You can just like physically stop running and then get your forward smash ready really early. That's one of Rosalina's like cool movement attributes. Or another thing, 50 is a bit ambitious. Well, maybe it would have killed. It's tricky either way. A boost grab would have been really reliable here, or something I like to do in Texas situations. Probably wouldn't have applied here since Mewtwo is so far away, but I really like going for the short hop down air whenever you get him here. Again, that's just a random thought though, because in this situation I think you wouldn't have been able to get anything guaranteed besides the boost grab. So you go for the forward smash, doesn't quite get it. Down throw into nothing, that's fine. Nice down tilt, snuff him out. And you have the right general idea here, which is play outside the range of the moves. Put up the shield whenever you see the forward air. This could have been a punish because you got the power shield, but the nair is not the play. I'm going to assume the nair was supposed to be like a grab or something else. That would have been a nice hit. Mewtwo whiffs, and then you got out with a roll. So look at this one more time. So Luma's dead, and we're gonna go back to the same play of trying to stall for Luma as much as possible, especially when you're at this percent. I don't think the aggressive mix-up is necessary, because it's nice to mix the opponent up, but you also want to try and consider, like, what am I gonna get off this dash attack, because Mewtwo has plenty of time to do stuff, and you're at like percent where you could start dying if he like shields and up smashes punishes, or puts you in a bad spot in forward airs. If Mewtwo's gonna dance around like this and you have all the space to work with, I would recommend trying to retreat and try and use all the space to bait a reaction out of the Mewtwo. And then once you feel yourself starting to run out of space, that's when you start looking for the dash attack mix-ups, because you'll be getting more value in terms of getting space back. But if you already have the space, then the dash attack is just kind of risky for not a whole lot. So it does get you punished. Be careful. I say for these, it's kind of the same thing as when you upbeat. The drift into the cross-up landing. The problem is these types of like tricky air dodge movements, jumps, these are what you want to do if the opponent is actively chasing you. But if the opponent is sharking on the ground and just walking back and forth, you actually want to press as little as possible. Because you can tell by the way Smiley was moving, he was just waiting for you to kind of give yourself away, which you did with the air dodge into the ground last second. So instead, if you're in this situation and Mewtwo's just walking, not doing anything, instead of jumping up here, jump over to the platform. And then you can either land really fast and put your shield up if he tries to, if he's slow and tries to forward air you. And if he starts to be aggressive to get there early enough where he could forward air you, that's when you can keep drifting off this way and then loop back to the edge. But when you drift like this, the biggest problem is that you're actually killing off all your aerial momentum. So when you try to actually pick a direction, you have a lot less to work with because you don't have that same acceleration that you really want. So I think you're choking yourself off a little bit here by waffling and using your jump like this. And then air dodge last measure, it's going to be an up throw and you die. So definitely, especially when you can die to grab, go to the platforms or try and commit to one direction. And then, especially if they're chasing you down, that's when the air dodge mix-ups become a lot better because you're forcing them to extend into you to actually get the final hit. But if they're just waiting, then the air dodge isn't going to do anything for you. So, die, come back. I think you got to grab off the invincibility. Nice, go for the Nair 2 and a grab, that's really solid. This doesn't really hit, but it's okay. You have him on the platform, still have him off. This is where you can get a lot done. Ooh. Alright. I think the forward smash is a little ambitious here. What you can do, Again, you want to focus on doing the jab 1, 2, 3s and just seeing what you can react to. You don't really need to swing this early against Mewtwo, especially something super laggy. The primary goal is get Mewtwo to do something and then punish him. But the early forward smash will take a bit of damage. It is good. Something you're doing that's very good is protecting Luma whenever possible. So it's nice that you're going in for an attack when he commits to Luma. I think that particular one traded. Maybe forward air might have been a little bit better here. Hit him. Well, Nair worked out too, so it is good that you're not letting him attack Luma for free. Get a nice Nair there. Although, I think this is still kind of risky because you catch him on the dash in, but I think just in general, playing neutral, it really comes down to getting the Mewtwo to move first. But that being said, you got the hit when he runs in. Go for the read on the air dodge, which is a nice attempt, but at the same time, when you're up against a character that you can pin at the edge effectively, you don't really need to go for the offstage plays. You can either go for them when they're guaranteed, but it's probably better to chill here and just try and hit him when he gets up. That was really good, the way he did Trump into the up air. And then what was the hit after that? This was good, I like that a lot. And then, ooh, that up smash, I think that would have worked if you got the up smash out earlier. So that was a good idea, just a little slow in the execution. Another good up smash, get the trade the second time. So yeah, you got a good job catching the drift there, and then this is ambitious to say the least. Doesn't get punished though. Okay, getting a little hungry for the up smashes. Just remember against Mewtwo, you really want to play second. So aggressive up smash reads, not what you want. This is a cool little trick. So something you can do here, right here, you do an early black hole. Now, you know the first black hole will cut like your air drift for a little bit, but the second time you black hole, it doesn't affect your movement at all. It's kind of like if you spam Mario's cape, only the first one stops your momentum. So if you black hole here, and you see a Mewtwo is still charging the Shadow Ball, you can actually do a second jump black hole back onto the stage. And that will cover the Shadow Ball, and then if you land in front of him, you have like 3 frames where you can actually do something and the Shadow Ball will still go around you. So that would have been a really cool option, but jumping into him, gets hit, boop, and then Luma comes in to break it last second, so that works out. The high up B, that's good. Notice how you continue drifting the same direction, and then you have the Luma to protect you. That's what I'm saying when you go for the landings, is it's very important to continue drifting the same way. Definitely get tilted playing DLC. Yeah, no, playing against Mewtwo is very frustrating if you try and play too aggressive, because he's just faster. So you have to let him make the move and then hit him after. So even something like this, once you land, you protect yourself with the forward tilt, that's all good. But even here, you're going for an aggressive play with that down smash, and you're going to get hit. You just kind of want to retreat here instead when you think the Nair is going to come out. Let him Nair. If he fades back with the Nair, you can't really punish it, and you go back to square one. And if he fades into you, you got to grab punish. But that's kind of the pace of the game that you have to play against Mewtwo, is let him move first. Use as much backward space as you need. It's completely okay to retreat against Mewtwo and then claim your space again later when you feel like you need to. But if you just swing, his moves are going to be better. Alright, that's good. Got the Luma to protect you there. So when do you actually start the jab? Roll here. You got the first jab here. Little scary. It's kind of this, like, Luma does kind of work out here, but it's the same idea where if you're right next to Mewtwo, that's not where you want to be because the Nair is too strong of an option. You want to retreat, get the space, and then look for something to practice. Isn't Nair safe on shield if he crosses you up? That's the thing. It all comes down to how much space you have against Mewtwo. If Mewtwo is here and you're here and you block, he can do anything he wants to you with the Nair on shield, and then you can't do anything. But if you're here, or if Mewtwo's here and you're here, and he Nairs towards you, he's not going to be able to start from far away and cross you up still. So if he commits to the Nair, then you can get the punish. But it all comes down to having that requisite space against Mewtwo and waiting. And it's just a little bit outside the down tilt range. Outside the down tilt range. That's where you want to sit. Because you can down tilt won't hit. You can react to the forward air, you can react to the Nair. But if you get too close, then Mewtwo just has too many quick moves he can do in succession that you can't do anything. So if you ever find yourself that close, you need to prioritize making the space and then playing. But in general, if you remember, you start the game a full screen away from the Mewtwo. So if you just move up and then claim the space, then you can actually hold it from the beginning. And then as long as you don't mess up, Mewtwo won't get that space in the first place. So Luma does break that. Go for the aggressive forward tilt. I'm going to imagine the forward tilt was because maybe you thought you could link it off the Luma. But it's going to get hit. So the moral of that game is don't be aggressive. Let Mewtwo make the first move. Keep the space. Always try and keep the space against Mewtwo. Alright, where are we going to next? Work a miracle. Alright. Going to FD. If this is a counter pick for Rosalina, this is, I think, I used to think this was really good for Rosalina, and it's still okay. It just really depends on how you play it. This would probably be Mewtwo's counter pick if I had to like think of the matchup objectively, because Rosalina likes the high platforms to help her get out of disadvantage, and you don't have that here. But you do have enough space where Luma can take a couple hits and be okay, and you can play a really good grounded spacing game here. But anyway, same idea. Claim the space, that's good. But you don't want to jump and tangle with him. You want to wait here and let him move. If you just try and jump with this, he'll get in. So this is where you stop. Stop running right here. And then let him play. If he short hops, he can't do anything off the short hop, because if he extends with the forward air, that's a dash attack punish. And if he lands, then you have all the space. This is a little unlucky actually that Luma hits the tail and it clanks rather than a real hit. But land, no, don't. This is aggressive landing. It's another trap a lot of people fall into. Right here, just land back here and go for the reset. If you go aggressive into Mewtwo, like you just can't win close quarters. And that's just all it is against Mewtwo, is you cannot win at this range. You have to fight here, let him move, and then get in on him. But that's going to be a punish. Take a hit. Alright, find your way in there. What's Smiley doing? He's doing Shadow Ball. Good shield. Go over the down tilt. I feel like that's probably shieldable on Smiley's behalf. Not really sure how he's getting hit by that in there. Right. Yeah, he has plenty of time, but if he goes for the second down tilt or something that's not shield, the Nair works, and he can get a confirm off this. That's probably like Nair, dash grab, Nair, dash attack. The Nair in neutral is just very risky, because you can see it worked the first time, but it wasn't like a true punish, and then the second time you trade with forward air. And these trades overall are not going to work in your favor. Tried to do a Lunarland roll. Lunarland roll is like okay, but at the same time, like, again, it's not an option that like really has a reason behind it, because the priority is to play in this outside space. Even if you pressure with the Nair and then roll backwards, that roll gives Mewtwo time to move forward on you again. And if you try rolling the other way, it doesn't always like work that well, because you can see very tricky to get the timing for the Luminaire without any lag, so it is grabbable most of the time, but even then, you don't need to go for the Luma land when you can just land in the space somewhere else. Get the dash attack on. What was the dash attack on? It was for nice. Punish. This is something you do very well, is you punish Smiley when he goes for the Luma. And that's also a really important part of the matchup. And why FD isn't the worst thing in the world, because if the Mewtwo goes for Luma, you can always hit him for it. A little aggressive with the up smash. I see you're looking for the air dodge read, but again, Mewtwo's air dodge is tricky because you're guessing that he'll come back in here, and he's invisible, and it's just hard. You don't want to do these guesses. You want to let Mewtwo move first and hit him. So instead, let me try and rewind to that exact spot. I think I rewinded too far. That's okay. So instead of spot dot or whatever up smashing here when he air dodges, if you just keep moving forward just a little bit, you cut him off a lot better out of the air dodge. Because if he does air dodge this way, you have a bit more time to get your attack, but more likely than not, Mewtwo's going to keep drifting this way, just if you pay attention to the drift. What can you use to cover the space? You just want to get your character in the space. The other thing to keep in mind is Mewtwo's love pressing buttons. So when Mewtwo is going to air dodge, they're going to love doing the air dodge into the last second forward air. They're going to love doing the double air dodges and all the tricky stuff. You just really want to bait the reaction out first. You can't always punish every single air dodge, but if you can get the air dodge, take the space, and then wait for the next move, that's normally where you catch the Mewtwo sleeping. So you can see he does go for the air dodge forward air, although this forward air is only because you already committed to the up smash. But it's very likely he would have gone for a similar type of movement regardless of whether you committed. And then if you were in range to shield here, you'd be able to get the hit onto the Mewtwo. So that's going to be a hit, and then he extends a little bit too far to hit you, and that's the type of thing where this is how Rosalina wins the matchup, is by letting Mewtwo extend and then punishing. Now granted, I was a little hungry from Smiley, but that's the idea you're looking for. So go for jab, grab, not guaranteed, but that's okay because he air dodged away. And then this is the same thing that I'm talking about earlier, where Mewtwo's always love landing with the forward air. So you would run this direction, you stop, like physically stop, just in time, he does the forward air, and then you dash attack after the forward air. You don't challenge these types of moves head on. What's the best reliable fair punish without Luma? If it's a whiff, you can dash attack it, if it's low. If it's on your shield and it's unspaced, you can grab it. If it's on your shield and it's spaced, you can't do anything. So you would just kind of reset. But the goal is to have him whiff with your movement, and then you just dash attack last second. At a range like this, you definitely run, stop, let him do this, dash attack, and then play from there. But it's going to be a hit. You get your Luma back and then run straight back in. It's a nice roll there. But this is the type of box that people find themselves in against Mewtwo. Is you don't want to play these close quarters range. This is where Mewtwo gets his strength. Can he double jump out of the forward air? No, because if he's doing the forward air low to the ground, then he's not going to be able to... Like that, that's a landing forward air. So he's not going to be able to stop you. He's going to have the landing lag right here. And that's what you're looking for. And even if he does do the double jump, as long as you're not getting hit by that forward air and the double jump goes wide, like you're fine, because Mewtwo's now flying in the air. And then you have another chance to hit him. Perskiller said some stuff. I appreciate it, Pro Skiller. I'm going to try and keep the conversation to the VOD though, because it's going to go up on YouTube right after. So yeah, as long as the fair comes out and it whiffs, there is end lag to the move, so you'll be able to punish it. But you do need it to whiff. You can't shield it if it's going to be spaced. You need to just physically not be in range of the forward air, and it's a bit of a razor's edge game, but it's definitely doable. Alright, so forward air hits, you got the Luma back, and this is exactly what I'm saying, is just start playing here and look for an option. But running and shielding, Mewtwo can do anything he wants to you, and it's going to cost another Luma hit. Now the roll here is not bad. I actually do think this roll's not bad. Because Luma's going to live, so you avoid the down tilt. It can be tricky because he does have mix-ups if he did like forward air nair, but in general, if you're expecting an option like down tilt, the roll does well here. You're going to get the grab. That's nice. I think if you waited, you haven't really had much of an advantage state versus Mewtwo so far. Depending on how fast Smiley mashes, I don't actually know how well he mashes, but it can be worth it to wait for Luma to come back and then do up throw up air. Dash attack is the only thing you have? Yeah. But that's how the cookie crumbles. And besides, we're talking without Luma, right? So you can't expect to have like amazing punishes if you don't have Luma with you. And even though like dash attack on its own isn't a lot of damage, just getting Mewtwo into the air, Mewtwo's landings are not amazing. You can continue to juggle and pressure Mewtwo as long as he's not able to play neutral because you hit him the first time. That's a win because you're trying to get Luma back. So the more he's going in the air and he has to pick his landing options, the better it is. And eventually when Luma comes back, you'll be doing a lot more off your punishes, and Mewtwo dies pretty early, so you just have to remember Mewtwo's very light. His disadvantage state is actually not very good, so it's okay if the first hit isn't amazing because you can continue to get more depending on how the game goes. So here, it's probably worth it just to wait a little bit for Luma, and then you could probably do an up throw up air. And it's definitely showing, I guess, when you say it's frustrating to not get a whole lot. I can kind of see that in the amount of like raw hits you're going for, but again, you just have to let Mewtwo move first. Every time you go first, Mewtwo's going to hit you. And yeah, that's a dead Luma. It is nice you got a dash attack punish for that. But again, just too aggressive. That's really the tail of the set so far, is you're just too aggressive. That's good. Got around him and recovered. That's nice. Aggressive forward air. You have to mix it up so the forward air is not terrible off the edge. Don't quite get the tech chase. So when you shield here, if you're too close to Mewtwo, he can get the cross up. And even if he crosses you up, like, it's not terrible for you because you're not gonna get the punish, but you can still roll out at this point and nothing really bad is gonna happen, or you can do a short hop air dodge to get out. It's possible you went for the grab because you didn't realize he was gonna cross you up, but in general, it's fine if he does cross you up and you do notice it. You can just pick another defensive option and go over here and play again. But cross you up and you go for the grab, it's going to be another punish. You land, jumping around. That was a weird grab that didn't hit. How did that grab not hit? I need to see this close up. That's wild, dude. Okay, anyway. The idea is you gotta punish here, a little bit of shenanigans, get the combo. But once you have this advantage state, you just go to the ground and shark the landing. Ooh, double jump up air, nice. Okay, so now you're even in a better situation, it's got more damage. And you just run around, shark the landing. That is A little aggressive. Yeah. Punishing Mewtwo's air dodge is tricky. If the timing's not on, you're gonna get hit for it. And that is an unfortunate part of the matchup, but it is what you have to deal with as the person going against the Mewtwo, is whenever you decide to punish the air dodge, you have to just be on point for it. If this like wasn't specifically an air dodge read, then I would say don't go for these as guesses because they're too committal. You can pick options. If you want to go for a guess versus Mewtwo, you want to pick options that don't leave you in forward air range if you miss. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to punish this. Let's say, for instance, you weren't sure if he was going to air dodge. You could do like a full hop up air and continue this way. And this isn't like amazing, it's still risky. But you want to try and make sure your movement isn't going to leave you in forward air range if it doesn't work out. Whenever you're going for a risk, you don't want to end up being in forward air range if you're wrong. So he does air dodge through you and he gets the forward air. So if you like continue drifting up this way, it might have been a bit harder. But that would have been if you went for like my up air suggestion. But if that was an air dodge read and you like knew it, then you just kind of mistimed it, misspaced it. That's just something you gotta clean up mechanically. A double jump down air while staying on stage? I don't think you'll have the time for that, no. Mewtwo's air dodge is very quick, so you need to go for the really fast moves. This is where Luma comes in handy for catching air dodges. Luma Nair and Luma up air are both frame 3. So if you want to be really precise at hitting Mewtwo out of the air dodge, use those two moves because they come out the soonest. If you pick moves that take too long to come out, like down air is like frame like 8 or something. Let me look it up. Kurogane Hammer. Yeah, if you think about down air, not only does the down air come out a little later, but you also have to double jump to get up there. And the Luma down air is only frame 8. Yeah, I was right. So you're not gonna have time for that. So use the moves that are quick. The quick Luma moves, up air and nair. It's gonna be a hit, bring Luma back, and can't land back. You can't land on top of Mewtwo. You have to respect it. Something you can do. This is why FD is kind of hard. Is getting out of the advantage state. Okay, let's look at anything else you could have done. Do you have your jump? Was that a jump? Was that what happened? Because you didn't use your jump when you first back aired, right? So yeah, you still have your jump, still have your jump, still have your jump. You land. And it looks like you're using your jump right there. Right? That's the jump? Okay. Actually, it's kind of a neat idea to jump at the last second there. It really is. Like, this isn't a bad option if you go down here and jump, but you would have to combine it with a jump air dodge. It's one of those things where there's like no reason not to add to the air dodge, honestly, because your air dodge is going to be quick and you avoid the first hit. When you remember, if Mewtwo is going to chase you vertically with a jump up air, the up air is like one quick move. And if he needs to chase you higher, you kind of see the time for his other stuff and can react to the later ones. So combine air dodges with your double jumps when you go for these. Otherwise, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. And the up air is going to kill. Ooh. Tough break. But okay. Gonna come down. You have your Luma. Might be worth just waiting the extra half second while you're up here so Luma is more properly synced to you. Because obviously Luma's not participating with the nair right there. A little hungry with these aggressive options. I don't want to beat a dead horse with the general playstyle, but instead of swinging for the fences, just let him move first. So he goes here. He gets the landing, but let's say he jumps here, right? He's not going to be able to forward air you from here. So you can stand still. How do you avoid the dash? Okay, we'll get to the dash attack in a second. But Alright, he's gonna jump here, right? And he's currently not drifting forward. He can't forward air you without moving forward. So you're set right here. If he starts to drift this way, then you also drift this way. And if you... So you're maintaining the same distance with Mewtwo. And then the moment you see the forward air, you dash back and do your dash attack. And that's how you get him. When you go for aggressive options like this, he does power shield it, but even then, even if he didn't shield it, I don't think it would have hit him. Like, I mean, it might have. It doesn't really look like it would have hit his body himself if he didn't shield. So you gotta be careful. He gets it down tilt, gets a forward air. How do you avoid this dash attack? The dash attack got you because you didn't attack when you got hit. So when you got hit right here, it's because you commit to the nair. That's where your dash attack's coming. Now you have two options if you want to avoid the dash attack. Option number one is you jump, which I don't really recommend, because if he doesn't dash attack, you're in a worse situation. Option number two, which I do recommend, is after this hit, just drift back this way, and then do an A-land into your shield. That's probably the most reliable thing you can do. So A-landing, if you don't know, that is basically doing an attack right before you land. So it's the same idea as like doing a Luma land, but it doesn't matter if you have Luma or not. The point is you're getting yourself out of tumble and then getting shield up as soon as possible. So again, when someone is chasing you from a distance like this and you're landing, instead of trying to go into them, just keep going away and you limit the amount of things they can do and you give yourself more time to get your shield out. So instead of doing the nair here, don't press anything, drift this way and get the shield up. But yeah, you got hit for that instead. You do a good job protecting Luma there. You can cover that space too. If you're drifting away, you're gonna make it harder for him to cover you. So if he gets, even if you drift away perfectly and you get your shield up, even in that situation, if he does dash attack you, like, then yeah, there's no answer. He just has you there. But from what I can see, it looks like you could have landed and shielded. So go back here. Gets the hit. Just after this forward air, just keep drifting away. Just like as early as here, drift away. And you make it way harder for him to hit you. And he doesn't get anything guaranteed if you drift away. But you can see you kind of like waffle a bit and then you do an attack too early and he gets you. Also, like let's say for instance, hypothetically, you drift away from the start and he commits to the dash attack early, and you're like getting to this point and you think the dash attack is still going to hit you, then you could do a late jump and you get over. Yeah, so you did the nair too early, and also just the moment Mewtwo forward airs you once, hold away from Mewtwo. Don't hold in, don't do anything. Always just drift away as far as possible. The only time you don't do that is if you're near the blast zone and you think you'll actually die. Anyway, you do a good job protecting Luma there. Smiley's definitely focuses on the Luma a lot, and you get a hit, you get an up smash, that's good. Interesting, okay. So right here, you go for the nair over the Shadow Ball. I actually like that. Once you get into this space here, that's really good. Another thing you can do if the Shadow Ball is smaller is you can just run and boost grab him. No, just away, not up and away. Because you want to land as soon as possible. So going up isn't going to help you do that. You just want to go out. Because you're trying to get to the ground. Anyway, if the Shadow Ball is smaller, another option you have is you can just boost grab and use Luma to tank the Shadow Ball if he throws it. But the nair here is good too because you're forcing him to do something and you're going to have a hitbox coming out. So that's good. Down tilt's okay. I think Smiley would be better off doing a down tilt here to hit Luma. But he goes for short hop, air dodge, and you do connect an up smash here. So that works out. And this moment like this, you just want to chase on the ground. You don't want to jump, you just want to follow his pattern. So he runs that way. And you commit to the up smash a bit too early. So remember, you don't want to press anything, you want him to move first. So He still has his mix-ups. You do get a punish there. He tries to hit you for the up smash and you get something. Go for the back air. It's fine to go for the back air every once in a while. He does do the double jump cancel into the Shadow Ball, so that's something to watch out for. It's like one of Mewtwo's few mix-ups. It's easy to get baited by that, so just something to be aware of is that is like an option where you can get a shield out really fast. So that's probably going to be another punish. Might even lose Luma there. Oh no, got Luma. That's fine. Decent landing option. Oh, Luma's dead. Okay. So that down air was pretty good. It's nice to mix up the aggressive option every once in a while. But right here, when Shadow Ball is like getting this big, just keep running at him. Just chase him down because Luma is going to block the hit if he releases it. So you can run in and get the dash grab. Because either he'll cancel in a shield and you'll grab him, or he throws it and you'll grab him. So right here is, instead of doing that, just keep running. Again, once Luma's dead, don't go for the attacks, just try and live. And, oh, be careful, nice. Avoided the down air. And this is, you haven't gotten hit yet, which is good. But something I would advise against is this roll right here. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Remember, this is where Mewtwo is favored, is in these super scrambly positions. Oh, the thing did update. It says 8 out of 10. Anyway, sorry. These are the positions that favors Mewtwo. When you were back here, he still has to do something. Like, he's not going to hit you immediately here. So just chill in this range outside the down tilt area. If you come back over here, he can start naring you, he can start doing all sorts of stuff. You do get a punish though, which works out. But again, just kind of try and keep that spacing in your mind. So it looks like you go for another back air here. I would be careful how many times you go for the back air. That being said, it is effective in that you are setting up the Luma desync range, so that's not bad. And notice how effective it is here. When you drift away, and you let him forward air first, and then you hit him. That's exactly what you want to be doing in the matchup, is let him swing out his arm, hit him after the arm is already out. So what you did here is good. Keep trying to do that for as much as you can. Don't go off stage. Ooh, God, that worked out. Let's look at that one more time. Nice. I like what you did there. I was saying don't go off stage, which I was saying that as like I don't run off and do this, but running off and doing a move while going back to the stage, that's good. I'm very happy that you jumped back to the stage with your attack. Because that way you get a free opportunity to hit him, and even if it doesn't work out, you still have the advantage. So, good down air. Gotta wait for Luma to come back. Yeah, this is also another tricky part about playing with no platforms, is when the opponent is respawning, you don't really have anywhere to go. So this is just kind of tricky. He gets you, but I honestly don't think there's a whole lot there. It's a guessing game no matter what you do. Nice punish on that. Again, watch out for these. You're going for the hard read every time you hit him, but you don't have to read, you can just wait. And that exact situation has played out a couple times now, where you go for the immediate up smash and does air dodge double up forward air. So it's definitely a good takeaway from the set here. Oh, that was aggressive. Go for the star bits. Yeah. Notice every time you act first, you are in an unfavored situation, and when he acts first, you hit him. Nice, see? You wait for him, and then you hit him. Ooh, almost had the spacing there. That's good. Wait, retreat, nice. You had the right idea, where you retreat and you shield, and he nairs into you. Spacing's a little off, so this probably should have been like a dash attack punish or something else. But you got away with it. And then one more thing to point out for this little segment here. Right here. You got the roll behind him, so now you have all the space. Don't try to, yeah, don't go for the air dodge punish unless you're guaranteed a punish afterwards. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to catch the air dodge while reading an option where he's going to go and committing if you're wrong. So it's like a combination of things where one, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. Two, you're going to get hit if you're wrong. And three, there are like better things to do. If you don't have anything guaranteed, then my motto against Mewtwo is wait for the forward air, because every Mewtwo will go for the forward air. It doesn't matter if you're WOD or if you're like Mewtwo Scrubs 69, like they will go for the forward air, and all you have to do is punish those. Anyway, you got the space here. Treat this land like your baby, especially with no Luma, because again, your goal is to make him extend into you, dodge it, and hit him, and that will require a lot of space. So when you roll back into the corner, you're putting yourself in a terrible position. So be very cognizant of how much room you have when you pick your space. Anyway, notice how when he nairs from that far away, he can't cross you up. So when you stay far enough away, this is why you don't have to fear Mewtwo that much. Because you have all the space, he doesn't have the options here, so he just can't do these nairs as safely. Got the up throw. That was nice. Notice how you don't go for the up smash immediately, you wait a little bit, and then you chase him down, and then you get him when he's low to the ground. That's a much better way to up smash. Get another hit off the landing. Ooh, clipped him again. I like it. Hit him there, and then yeah, you have a good read on his up B patterns, so that's very useful to have as well. So good win there. I got a nice early kill on Mewtwo. That's what we like to see. And I really do like the fact that you are transitioning back onto the stage after the down air. Let's fast forward this a little bit. Where are we going? Smashville. I think this is the stage where Rosalina should never play the matchup, because Mewtwo is really good at forward air pressuring. He gets free shadow balls whenever he chooses to camp, and you can't reliably keep him at the edge when the platform will save him. But all that, and it's also kind of small, so it's harder to keep Luma alive. That being said, looks like he went for a dash grab and you nared him. So it's the same like nair opening on your half. It works out for that, but nothing huge comes of it. Almost get the whiff punish on the down tilt. Slightly mispace it. So this is a very tricky spacing you want. It's honestly, it's pretty hard without a ton of practice. But you want to be standing, like notice there, you want to basically try and stand right there where you were. Like that's ideal. Now practically you might be a little further away, but as long as Mewtwo is not going to hit you with a down tilt, it's a punishable move. So right here, when you're just outside the down tilt range and he goes for it, this is a dash attack punish for you. Yeah, it's very scary, but this is like how Rosalina has to play it, and it is doable, is to be right out of that space. So when you are here and he down tilts, this is too far, because now you can't punish him anymore. So you need to be standing where this light post is. Even if you're like right, yeah, you need to be basically at the light post so you don't get the punish. So it's tricky, spacing is hard, I completely agree. But that is what it takes to counter Mewtwo doing this noise. So if you dash attack from too far away, he does get a shield up, which is the problem. That being said, he does drop the shield on the second hit, so you get your damage. Again, another up smash. And that up smash is particularly bad because if you only have Rosalina and you go for an up smash at single digit percents, it's actually negative on hit. So even if you did hit him with that up smash, he could have done a forward air as a punish. So don't do up smash with only Rosalina this low. That being said, you do catch his landing here. He's kind of doing the same thing that I pointed out on your behalf. So it is a mistake a lot of players make, but they get too hungry, they cut off their momentum too early in the air, and they start waffling back and forth, and then they land into people. So it's nice that you got the up smash to stop that. I think you did get the Luma hit there, right? No, I did not get the Luma hit. So he might have actually been able to hit you for that, but he goes for a down air, it's another hit. Once you get this percent, when you get an up smash, this is where the up tilt gets really good. If you think he's going to attack again, you can do up tilt here. And that'll be a really reliable way to hit him because your head is invincible. So up tilt would have been good there. Missed the punish, but Luma saves you out the down tilt. That's really good. This is tricky part of the matchup again. When you walk Luma, the moment you see him go for the down tilt, this is when you want to start kind of creeping up slowly, and then if he goes for the second down tilt, you go in. Walking Luma is fine until they show that they're going to down tilt, and that's when you make your move. The roll is okay as well, but again, the only time the roll will really get you anything great is if you can get like an immediate grab here. But if you don't have the frames, you're actually leaving yourself liable to getting nared. So I really do think what you need to do is outspace the down tilt and then zerg him with dash attack. It's good that you stopped him from hitting Luma again. I do think that's probably the thing you're doing the best in this matchup. That and intercepting the up Bs have been pretty good so far. It's a nice hit there. Nice immediate counter hit. And yeah, you can't really stop him from getting a Shadow Ball. That being said, he does seem to cut it off early. Another thing to look out for. This is just something like, this is called the fiction drop. And the Mewtwo version is what we call down here the baff. I call out my practice partner who's also Mewtwo for baffing a lot. And this is a basic ass forward air. He wants to run off the platform and hit you for no real reason. Now Mewtwo's will do this all the time, even the good ones. So if you ever see yourself in this situation, just make it look tempting for them to do it, and then like put up your shield or retreat and then hit them. Because they'll always do it. They will always do it. So wait here. Or walk up and shield, but I think it's better again to sidestep and then run in and hit. Just always keep that in mind. Whenever the dash attack looks good, or forward air looks good for them, they'll do it. This is really good. Again, whenever a move misses, you can hit him. And that's your win condition. He is doing that same thing that I said before is really bad, where he's like killing off his momentum and landing on top of you. This is where the up smashes and up tilts come in once they commit to this. So pick the anti-airs when they are lower and committing, and not early. But either way. Now you're just going to chill for Luma, which is fine. Nice counter hit. That's a really good roll. I like that roll. Okay, let's go back a little bit more, see if I didn't miss anything. So unlucky hit there, down tilt, forward air, and Luma's dead. Okay. So you're chilling up there. This is really good as well, and why platforms are so nice against Mewtwo. Mewtwo is not good at platform pressure, unless you're like about to land on it and he can up smash you. If you can ever get a Mewtwo to extend into you to stop you, that's your ticket back home. Unfortunately, how does he get around you? Oh, you attack. Okay, yeah, don't do this. If you want to do that type of an attack, like your retreating move, it's way better. Like, I would recommend not doing anything and just jumping back and being safe. But doing if you have to do this, dip lower and do a nair. And the nair hitbox will be out for longer and cover more like area. So you're actually a lot more likely to actually clip him. But when you do these double jump back airs, you're playing the guessing game with Mewtwo's air dodge, which is just not, it's not how you play against Mewtwo. Yeah, you thought you could punish it? No, can't punish it. It's too quick. And then you go for a grab there. Is that what gets you hit? Looks like it. Yeah, no, there's not gonna punish those. Watch out for the grab punishes. I feel like grab is actually a little unreliable versus Mewtwo, just because of how often he's outside the range. So dash attack punishes are really nice. That's a free hit, nice. And okay, get the regular get up. I think when you down tilt at this range, something, I don't know if Smiley just doesn't do it much or not, but something that is worth keeping in mind is when Mewtwo's begin to do get up attacks, you will be vulnerable here because his get up attack hits pretty far. But I guess you can keep doing these as long as they don't get up attack. But once they start get up attacking, then you're gonna have to start doing this from further away so you don't get hit by the tail. Get the hit there, and then almost. That's good. No, see, that's still good. The edge trapping on Mewtwo is definitely what to focus on. Oh, but then right here, you go for the down tilt. Instead of shielding here, this is where you want to step back, because you're shielding because you anticipate the forward air, or you might be anticipating a down tilt. It could be one of those two things. Well, since he jumped, it's going to be a forward air. If you think he's going to forward air and you walked back, then you can run in and punish. Now, if you're like mentally, like you're super ready for the forward air, then you could even do like a dash dance and then get an up smash punish if you're really fast. Yeah, if you guess wrong, you get a buttload of percent. Now, for something like this, since you are really close, this is the type of thing where you maybe could get a dash dance up smash on the forward air. I probably wouldn't go for it though. I think I would probably run back and get a dash attack punish. Because if you're throwing him back off the stage, yeah, no, walk back is going to blow your mind once you start incorporating it. And walk back, by the way, there's not just a Mewtwo thing. Any character with really fast moves or that hit in front of them, or like characters like Marth with those really long range moves, just walk back, make them whiff, run back in and hit them. Because even if again, I said this at the start, even if the 7% off the dash attack doesn't seem sexy on its own, Mewtwo does not like getting off the edge. So you can put him here, keep walking your Luma forward, and just keep fishing for kills as he's getting off the edge. Not necessarily fishing for kills with like raw smashes, although you can sometimes go for them. But when he's at 113, like a jab jab nair will kill, right? Or like an up smash or a down air or whatever. So this is your win condition here, is catching a kill once he's getting off the edge. So if he's already off the edge, it's completely fine if you do a move just to put him off stage again. So dash attack is your friend here. Now gonna land, jump over him. You don't really need to jump over him. Let's see. Yeah, the moment he gets into that little zone, it just kind of sucks. Now it's good to land on the stage while you can, but this jump here is a little shooketh of a jump. If you think he was gonna down tilt or forward air, you do have enough room to play here. So what is better is to kind of move back to here and turn around, and that way Luma will be safe. But the jump is going to get caught, especially because you just played your hand too early. Do some movement to keep Luma alive. Again, every time you do these short hop nairs, you run the risk of just getting swapped or swatted in the neutral. Playing a little close, gotta be careful. Something you can do as well, because you're already like good at protecting Luma, but you can use her as like a meat bag. So Luma gets hit here, right? Luma's gonna fall. I'm falling. And Smiley wants to hit Luma. And what you're doing here is you're running up and you're doing something to dissuade him for going for Luma, right? So in this case, you're moving up and blocking. That is one option. However, if you know the person is gonna hunt for Luma, wait back here, let them do their hit onto Luma, and then run up and up smash them. And if you did that, he would die for this, but you get caught instead. And then you die. So, be careful. That would have been a really good opportunity to use Luma as a meat bag. And then I'm pretty sure you did something to walk into this one, because you had the up air lag, but then something else happened. Right? So, Luma's dead, up air was no good, probably misinput. If I didn't know any better, I would say you're trying to up smash right now. Are you trying to up smash right now? Up air lag, up air lag. Okay, out of lag now. Yeah, you're starting an up smash. Don't think I know what that up smash is, but you are going to aptly die for it. Alright, goodbye. Definitely not. I don't know, dude. That was an up smash. that was an up smash. Alright. That's okay. We'll pretend it's misinput. Nice. Okay. One more thing. So you go for the DI mix up here. Now, surface level me, I would say, okay, this is a 50-50, and he air dodged and he went straight for it. And yes, it is a 50-50. That being said, this is again a moment where you just don't respect Mewtwo players. You know Mewtwo's love spamming shit in the air. Wait for the air dodge as like the default option. Now this is contingent on you having not done this to him a bunch of times. So if this is like the first time you go for this DI mix up on him, wait for the air dodge. Down throw up air. No, down throw up air is not true at kill percents. No, it's never true. It's only at this percent, it's going to be 50-50 at best. In which case, don't respect the Mewtwo. Wait for the air dodge and then hit him. You got hit. That was a weird turn of events. That's a hit right there. That that shadow ball. And you guys are swinging. Alright. A little aggressive. Again, I would be careful about how much you go for these smashes. It's another smash attack. Wait for him and punish after. Oh, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, that's fine. Alright, back on stage. Good that you up feed over afterwards. Neutral's fine. Now again, remember, you don't need to be aggressive here. Have him come to you. But when you go in like that, you run the risk getting hit. Oh. Yeah. It's just being too aggressive, and everything you do is just getting punished. And then you get hit, and then you land with an attack, and you get hit, and it just kind of keeps happening. Is he dead? Nice, okay. Eventually you got it, you're hidden, but you're just being way too antsy, and that's where you took, let's see how much damage that was, ultimately. Alright, so from this moment, you go for aggressive up smash, get hit. Go for it. Roll down smash, that's a grab, so you're taking like another 20. Landing forward air, landing down air, raw up smash, like you're just swinging like a lot. And I understand too, because you're stock down, Mewtwo's frustrating, but it's the same idea. It's just Rosalina's a wall type character. She's not good for these YOLO attacks. That being said, you did get the back throw, which was nice. The aggressive nair works out on that one. Don't quite get the punish, but then you catch his landing, which is nice. Ooh, okay, I like that. In this situation, it looks like you're looking for a back air on the, like, either like a 2-frame or something like that. Or if you set up like the back air for the desyncs, those are alright as well. I think in general, jab is probably the most reliable way to do it. But you do sneak an up air in there. And this is the type of movement that I like to see, is when you do that, you run a little bit this way to avoid the forward air. It might have been a bit of an overcorrection in this particular instance because I think you're probably fine. But that is something you can refine as you go. It's just these types of backward movements, and then you can go in after. But not with the nairs. I think you should delete these from your playstyle against Mewtwo. That's gonna get hit. Doesn't kill Luma. Dash attack for the whiff punish is again, If you want to do the whiff punish on the dash attack, look at how far you are. The move is here and you're here. If you want to punish it, you have to be closer, and it's terrifying, but that's just the only way. So you don't get the hit. That's going to be a dead Luma. And okay, make it back. That's good. Little no. Okay, a few flubs there. You roll around, sniff out the shadow ball. Obviously, that's a whiff punish. Did you not fully cross him up there? That's a little terrifying. This is like heavies, or like not heavies, but like large characters RS. It looks like you're gonna end up behind him, but then you end up not. Well, it's kind of hard to tell because the rollback is immediate. Anyway, it's fine that you roll to sniff out the shadow ball. Obviously, no matter what you do, you're gonna run the risk of getting shadow balled. But getting rid of that is fine, and then it's an aggressive dash attack, but at the beginning of like game 1 or game 2, I said the dash attacks aggressive weren't great because you had all the space to work with. But when you only have this much space, the random dash attacks are not too bad. Hello, Falln. And then, so these are okay to do every once in a while, especially if you can get spacing. So that's nice. Almost had a hit there. I actually do like this snare to like corral him, and notice how you're drifting in a way where he can't forward air you. But instead of the roll, might have probably been able to get a hit there. Yeah, because the forward air was already done. Well, hold on. No, actually, maybe the roll is necessary to avoid it. Alright, well, that's fine. Watch out. Ooh, a lot of rolls. Be careful with those, because if he nares you, it'll be tricky. Okay, good back throw. That's pretty good microspacing, all things considered. I actually haven't really nared like that to beat the forward air, so I'm kind of thinking about it. Because you're contorting your body backwards in a way where it makes the forward air not hit. So I kind of like that. That's a neat option in this situation. So you hit the jump. He has no jump. Has no side because he uses it early. So that was a good forward smash too, because he was out of options. Then you go for the downer again, but he mixes you up. That's fine. Yeah, you can't stop him from getting the shadow ball. I think he was going for a fiction drop there. Right here, you can tell he wants it. You can tell he wants it, and you hit him. So that's good. So always keep in mind Mewtwo's are going to drop with the forward air like that. And then one more of these double jump forward airs. So that's supposed to be a landing forward air, it looks like. Up air. Yeah, okay, just kind of put yourself in a little bit of lag there. Didn't have a huge purpose for it. The up B works out, that's fine, and then shield, good, good. Watch out for these nairs. These nairs, any of these nairs can get forward aired. No. Oh, okay, you got away with that one. Again, just remember your win condition is not the raw attacks in neutral. The win condition is getting him off stage at the edge and then hitting him as he's coming off the edge. So good neutral here. The nairs are very risky. Go for the roll. Again, that's the problem with the rolls, is the nairs will cover the roll. Raw forward smash, not great, but you do get a down tilt punish. Once you see this here, the jab walking is fine. Might have started the jab walking a bit late. But once you see the short hop air dodge, this is going to be a forward air, right? And you sniff it out again because you put up the shield. But this is where the retreating thing again. Another thing just to keep in mind. Oh, that was nice. I like what you did there with Luma, and you catch him again with a down air. Those are really good. I think Smiley probably could be doing different Luma or different up B timings so these wouldn't always be hitting. But as long as he uses up B at that timing, it does look like you have that taken down. Don't know what to do about fair on the ledge. Okay, wait, let's talk about exactly which fair you mean, because there are two fairs. There was this fair, where he does short hop. And this one's kind of tricky, because he could have drifted in with the risk. Don't feel like it works in your favor? Yeah, no, so if you're doing Luma shit on the regular getup, the problem is that when you started it, he's already gotten up. That's why this one isn't like doesn't feel good. What you want is if you start it like here, like right now, you start the jabs. Like this. This is fine. I mean, might be a little close here, maybe a little bit farther back just to deal with get up attack. But you retreat. So now it's not going to work anymore. So, like, in your head, what you want when you do the jabs, you don't need to hit the exact get up with the jab. Like, if you do, that's great. But you're not always going to get it. Because you're going to be jabbing in a rhythm to keep Luma there. But if you do jab and he gets up, he has to shield because Luma's there and she's punching, right? If he doesn't shield, he's going to be in a bad spot. So now you're punching his shield. You're like far enough away where you can't get hit. He has to pick a random timing to try and get out because you're just going to keep punching. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to read when he's going to drop his shield and hit him with something. Or if you think he's not going to drop his shield, you can run up and grab him. But the idea is you're playing this like mix-up game that is like heavily in your favor because you're not at risk of getting hit. He has nowhere to retreat to. He can't use any of his rolls or his dodges. He has to basically jump and go for something. And it's just a matter of when is he going to jump. So that's why the jabbing is so good. But if you don't have the time to set it up, and you go over here, like it's too late now. He already has like room to combat the Luma. You're afraid of jump air dodge into you and fair you. So that's the thing. So if you're jabbing, and you think he's going to jump air dodge and fair you, then you want to try and get the jab. You can like cancel it into nair, or you can cancel it into up air, or you can do something out of the jab once you think he's going to leave the shield. But ideally, you've walked Luma far enough away from you that you have time to react. So he's not going to be able to jump fair you immediately. There's going to be a little bit of time before the forward air would actually hit you. And that just comes down to how much space you've given yourself. So the immediate forward air should never be an issue, which then means you have time to react if he does go for a forward air. So that's the advantage to doing the Luma walk jab. But if you don't walk her forward, then yes, it becomes a lot less safe to go for the punches on the shield. And then you get the kill there. And all the right faces, all the right moves. Alright, moving into game 4 here. Alright, back to Smashville. Aggressive. I actually do like these when they're like down tilt spamming like this. It's kind of cool because the first one, Luma's too high to hit you. But if you do the roll, you need to do it early, and you probably want to, yeah. It's hard to get a guaranteed punish off the roll, which is why it's not always amazing. If you do it early, you can get a hit, but if you don't, and he's free to act, then you run the risk of getting nared, so just be a little careful with the rolls. That's going to be a hit. Something to pay attention to. Whenever you're in a situation like this, where your Luma got hit and he's looking for a forward air, this is again another situation where you can retreat and get a free punish. Does look like he kind of flubs it entirely, but then he gets it anyway. Why does he get it anyway? So he goes for that, flubs that, hits the second one, flubs that, hits the second one. Yeah. That's tricky. Just didn't have enough time. It's because you ran the other way, that's why. Right here. Or not right here, right here. You want to stay on the other side of Luma. And then that way, when he extends, you can hit him. But when you go over here, now it's tricky because you got to run after him. And you do get the up smash. That is negative, so I think he could afford already still, but he goes straight for a landing. Then he gets to another hit. So up smash, up smash. That up smash gets punished. Combo. That works out, and then you got flipped back on stage, which is nice. Again, look out for these. You roll down smash. You don't need to be aggressive. You're waiting for Luma. And as a general statement, if you've been really noticing, you go for a lot of roll behind attacks onto him, but they're not really connecting. The down tilt is just too quick. So unless he goes for a double down tilt, you're not gonna get a hit there. You gotta punish on the whiff, that's nice. And then avoiding the forward airs. Nice. And you grab him when he can't cross you up. Again, Mewtwo gets... This is why I don't like Smashville right here. It's because when you wanna jab walk and pressure him, he can go to the platform like that. And it's just lame. Now that being said, he goes to the platform, he runs off immediately, and he goes for a short up air dodge, and you hit that very quickly, which is nice. This right here, if you react a little faster to the air dodge, you might have been able to get an up smash here, especially because there's not enough room. So if he kept drifting this way while air dodging, he wouldn't have been able to punish, and he had bit off stage. So an up smash here would have been nice, because he has nowhere else to go, and he's going to go off stage if he misses. But he does cross you up. Pay attention to whenever you play players at like mid-levels or whatever, they really, all of them, they love doing these cross-ups last second. Yeah, no, I completely understand. It's definitely something that takes a lot of practice. And I know I'm watching like 4 games that all happened in the same time period, so I'm going to be seeing the same things a lot. Hopefully, if this is someone that you have a lot of opportunities to practice with, then you can really grind it. I think Mewtwo is definitely one of those matchups where you do need to get very familiar, so just try and grind the down tilts and try and grind the air dodges with someone whenever you can. Luckily, Linky, I don't leave for Vegas until like 2 o'clock tomorrow, so we're fine. Yeah, the air dodge timings are just a bit off. And then there's the other problem of being too aggressive when going in. So this is another thing to look out for. You get hit, and then you immediately try to retaliate like that. And then you get hit, and then you immediately go for another nair. Now that nair wasn't going to do anything because Luma was far away. But resist the urge to immediately counter hit right as he goes for you. Because if you retreat, that is much better. And this is kind of the same situation where if you just don't press anything and drift away, then you're better equipped to deal with a dash attack. But anyway, need to be careful with when you jump into his fair zone. Oh, okay, yeah. And is there anything to really say for this one? No, you just got caught running. Looks like a misinput. Unlucky. Go for the roll. Have him in a good spot here. Luma gets hit. Nice. That's good. Got the walk. This is a good realization on your part. And a quick grab. 1, and then... Nice. So you're still continuing the juggle. That's a good ups... Ooh, he actually avoids that? I thought you were going to get this up smash right here. 1. Okay, so another thing against Mewtwo. Or, like, this is actually a general character thing. Most of the time it's going to be better to stay on the ground and run back and forth rather than jump, because Rosalina has good run speed, but her sideways drift isn't great. So if you want to chase people, it's easier to do it by running on the ground. You start running now, which is nice. Yeah, this is just another thing where to punish air dodge, just really got to have the timing down. But you do have these going for you. Don't let anyone say you don't have these down air punishes on lock. Or yeah, up B punishes with down air. While you're getting comboed here, forward air, not a whole lot you can do. But you do get a hit eventually, which is nice. I don't mind that you're going for the up smashes here because you're trying to intercept him hitting Luma. So these are fine. Barely doesn't hit. But you do get a punish there. And then, nice, get the landing punish there. Don't want to chase too far. And then, ooh, nice hit, nice hit. It's kind of hard to do a whole lot with solo Rosa. I do like the roll grab, that's a good mix up. So you're doing pretty well. Again, even if he's at high percent, very nice. You don't really need to look for a kill option until Luma's there, so I think you played that sequence very well. Then what comes up after this? That up smash, okay, that dash attack, it could have been an up smash, but dash attack is more reliable in that situation. And as I was saying before, you don't need to read for a kill immediately. The dash attack is completely fine. Dash attack is completely fine because it covers more vertical, so it's easier to actually catch landings with. Now when you go here, if you need to wait out invincibility and the Smashville platform is off stage, always just go to the platform when you're waiting out invincibility. It is objectively superior in basically every matchup to go here. Because when you play like this, you can get hit, and he gets a fair amount of damage on you just off the invincibility. So the rest of this is just like a Mewtwo Vortex, so I know you said kind of disregard the second stock, but really this isn't something to feel too bad about. You're just in a bad position off his invincibility, and that's because you didn't go to the platform. So he hits you with the first move, or he traps you landing there. I think you buffered an up air. I think that's what got you here. Right here, you went for an up air punish. That wasn't gonna work. So here a land and a shield would have been really nice. But he gets the forward air. Again, watch out. This is another habit that you really need to work on. Is the moment you get hit, you go for a retaliation attack. And he's able to wait it out and hit you, and then he gets an air dodge read, and that's whatever. So there is a lot to work on in this matchup. So to go over all of it one more time, for the sake of closure. Number one, don't move first. The name of the game is get Mewtwo to extend into you and hit him. You do that by standing outside down tilt range. If he down tilts you, and you're in that perfect spot, you can dash attack punish. If he goes for a forward air or a nair, that's when you want to retreat and then get a reversal on him. You can juggle his landings if you get really good at timing with the air dodges, and always anticipate the landing forward airs. You want to walk the Lumas at the edge earlier when you're edge trapping. It's very important for that, and then everything else is reactable. Your mentality is really poor with DLC too. Yeah, no, trust me, I completely understand. The Mewtwo matchup takes a long time to set up, or to get good at. And for what it's worth, there aren't a lot of Rosalinas that have a history. Like, most Rosalinas don't do great against Mewtwo, and I do think it is a matchup that is Mewtwo favored. So don't feel bad that it is something that needs to be worked on, because it's hard. It is really hard, and I'm fortunate enough to get a lot of Mewtwo practice myself. So you really do want to find the time to grind air dodge timings, or even just try and really think about it whenever you play Mewtwo, and I think that part can come to you. The other thing that is Mewtwo specific is know they're always going to go for the forward airs a lot, and you want to go for those dash backs. Those are really good. Other than that, yeah, watch the rolls, watch the nairs. I don't think you should be nairing a neutral, like, almost at all, actually. The only time nair is good is, like, if they're down tilt spamming, really, and you want to hit them. But even then, it's not great, so try not to nair so much. Because he can just forward air you or dash attack you. Focus on outspacing. Yeah, the dash backs are really great. Focus on staying outside the down tilt range. And it's just, once you get quick enough where you can see the down tilts and you can hit them, and you see the air dodges, remember that your frame 3 aerials are going to be the best for covering air dodges. That's nair and up air. With Luma, when you don't have Luma, you don't need to scrap. Just wait for Luma to come back. You don't need raw smashes either. You can just put him in a bad state and then hit him when he's getting up. And I think that is, if you can incorporate all of that, it'll go a very, very long way. Because that will take out a lot of the stupid damage you're taking. Oh, and resist the urge to always go for a counterattack when we get hit. So that will mitigate a lot of the damage you're taking when landing. It'll improve your neutral. It'll improve your advantage state. And yeah, I think that about sums it up.